everyone, welcome back. Oh my god, I'm so excited to be here. I can honestly tell you, when I started this podcast journey back in I think my first interview was August of 2021. I never thought I'd be sitting here today at the 100th episode. It is an absolute pleasure to be here, and I thought it would be amazing to have some of my podcast friends come back, and we can just kind of sit and we can reminisce and we can kind of just shoot the shit. So thank you everyone for coming here today.
Thanks for having us.
Happy 100.
Oh my god, thanks guys. As I gotta do classic way to start a podcast, I don't know any other way to start it. Let's just do a quick round of introductions. And Kevthebuildr, who has been on here 8 times. Why don't you introduce yourself for anyone this may be the first podcast they listen
nobody
to?
knows who I am.
Go ahead.
I'm Kevthebuildr on Instagram and on Twitch. I build in The Sims, and I also host the Great Simish Bake Off on my channel on Twitch also. So
Kev, thanks for coming back. I was like, I might hit you up for a custom bar cart.
It's gonna happen.
And just say, because now that I'm doing all these collab build challenges, I was like, I need a bar cart because I'm a bar cart queen. Exactly.
Yes, love a bar cart.
Well, Kev, thanks for coming. Yes, she's a simmer. Welcome back.
Thank you. Very, very happy to be here. You know I love the podcast. Yeah. So it's really nice to be here for your 100th anniversary special, or the episode special, especially with all these wonderful simmers. So thank you for having me.
Oh, well, thank you. Yes.
I should introduce myself. Huh?
Yes.
I'm Yeshi the Simmer. I am a machinima director and creator, 30-year simmer, and just all around in love with the game. I create machinimas that span from drama and drama. And I have a YouTube channel, and I just started a SimsKingdom. So got a lot going on, and I'm really, really happy to be here. Kostasi was really the first person to say, hey, let me shine some light. Do you want to be on a machinima panel? I'm like, I'm a new director. Yes. So thank you for being here, or thank you for letting me be here.
Of course. Hold on. I can't spell my hot chocolate with cream. Did we too?
Love it.
Well, of course, and I'm so excited for the Machinima Awards later in the year. I cannot wait, and we'll talk more about that either later in this podcast or later in future episodes. Witching Mermaid, welcome back.
Thank you for having me back, and congrats on your 100th episode. My name is Witching Mermaid. I was actually more into cast, and recently have gone into being a builder. And I'm more active on SimsKingdom. I also stream on Twitch, and I also have a YouTube channel.
All the same name, correct?
Yes, all the same name.
I was gonna say I should know that because we just had our summer spotlight, and I threw everything in there.
Yeah.
Laura Simming, welcome back. It's been a minute since we've had a lovely chat.
Hi, yeah, thank you so much for having me on here. I'm so happy for you. Happy 100th episode. This is so exciting. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I loved our episode. I never stopped laughing. Like, honest to God. Like, I go back and listen to them because nothing humbles you more than listening to your own podcast. And ours was just 100 good giggles. We just
laughed through it.
We just laughed through it. I think I asked you 3 questions. And then the rest was just this. But thank you.
My favorite is like the weird sex noise on the telephone.
Yes.
Yeah, I live.
It was so good.
Love it.
Well, if you didn't know this was an adult podcast, you knew then.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh, 100%. Yesterday's podcast, we talked about joining OnlyFans, selling feet photos, and the Pornhub sound. So This is
Okay,
an
not gonna
adult
lie, like
podcast.
I'm saving for a wedding. Like I am so close to opening up OnlyFans and just like selling anything.
Yes. Honest to God, I will start selling feet photos. I have no shame in this game.
No
I got
shame
some
all.
hobbit feet. I got some hairy flat feet, so it's fine. There's a
Look, I'm
market
a real
out there.
college
There's a
student.
market for it somewhere.
Seriously, just put your elbow. Just
Oh,
take a
you
picture
like
of your
knees?
elbow.
I've got
There you
really
go.
knobbly knees. Have my knee pictures.
Well, Larson, welcome back. The Awful
you.
Gamer, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm coming for Kev's like 8. I think this is my 5th.
I'm
So-
pretty sure this is your yes.
We're getting there.
We are getting
Watch
there.
out, Kev.
And we have some special podcasts coming out later this year together that we've been talking about, some co-hosting opportunities. So I'm very excited when we start filming those. But thank you for coming back. Gabby, welcome back.
Hi.
Why don't you tell? Okay, so I feel bad. We did not get Alex and Laura's simming stuff. It's fine. Gabby, why?
I can wait.
No, Gabby, it's okay. Why don't you tell everybody where we can find you on Instagram?
I am Sims Royalty 22 on Instagram and Twitch, but because my sleep schedule just flipped, Twitch is on a hold at the moment.
I bet. Hey, I respect you of girls got to get the money, okay? And girls putting herself through school. I did the exact same thing. I was 20 years old. I worked as an overnight manager at McDonald's. I put myself through school. I'd work 11 to 7, and then I'd go to school from 9 to 3, and I'd sleep afterwards. I did that for 2 years.
You know, on
Okay.
Tuesday, I go to class all day, and I'm gonna have to sleep in between class, and then I go to work that night.
Mm-hmm. Well, I love it. I appreciate a queen that works. And then last but not least, SimsKingdom, welcome back.
Hello, so happy to be here. I'm SimsKingdom on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch. Since we started the first time, I made it finally, and it's so fun. And I have to say, since I'm last also, I think it works. Thank you so much for having this podcast and bringing us all in and introducing us to all these other amazing creators and bringing the community together with different things and everything. And also, thank you personally, because every time you call me, there are people that I look up to in the call, and I wouldn't have met them otherwise. So thank you.
Thank you. To be honest with you, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do that back from like 2 years ago. I wanted to bring the community together and just basically just say, hey, like everybody deserves their moment in the sun. I don't care, especially in the Sims community. And I thought it'd be really fun to create a platform where everyone could feel safe to talk about their experiences and just, you know, share it. And then it just kind of really picked up and grew. And I can remember like the first guest was Princess Purdue. She's no longer on Simstagram, but she's become a very good friend of mine. She's in Germany, and I had fucking no idea what I was doing. Like no idea. I was just like, I didn't even wear headphones in the first episode because I had the shittiest headphones you could possibly have. They were from Amazon. They were $20. I had a very shitty mic. The audio is terrible, and I remember I literally was washing my hair afterwards because I was like, my hair is disgusting. It was also my birthday. I'm pretty sure it was also my birthday was the first time I filmed, and I was going out that night, and I couldn't. The audio was so bad, but I had purple shampoo, and then I forgot I had purple shampoo in. I had sat in my hair for 2 hours as I was trying to figure out why the audio was so, and I took out the hair. My hair was white after. Oh yeah. And then I was like, what am I doing? And then I kept asking people, and I was so nervous to ask people because they'd be like, who the fuck are you? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, no. Like, I got a lot of no's at the beginning, like a lot. Yes, Gabby?
So I have to ask, now that you're at your 100th episode talking about your first one, are you the adult you wanted to be with baby podcast you wanted to be?
Oh, that's such a good question. I would say yes. I would 100% yes. again, I walked in with no expectations. Anyone could start a podcast, kids. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I literally don't know what to tell you. If you have $15 a month, you could just go on RSS, create your own podcast, kids. Like, it's extremely simple. And I was just, every time I just kept building up the confidence, just kept asking people, and then people started saying yes. And I would say it was me and Cookie's episode, so that would have been the season 1 finale, that kind of changed a lot of things, because a lot of people knew her. They listened to hers, and then they're like, well, I really want to be part of this podcast. And then everything kind of just kept going up and up and up and up from there. And then once I knew that I had an audience being built, I really wanted to use this platform for good. And I really wanted to talk about causes that really affect me and affect everybody else. And I wanted to shine lights on, like, mental health, sexism in the gaming industry, what it's like to have miscarriages, basically just taboo topics that really no one really wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about them. I wanted everybody to know that if you're going through a dark moment, that you're not alone, and that there are support systems out there. We are here. And it's just kind of grown that way. And it's just so cool to see that. I think the coolest thing I can say that I've seen is I was showing up on people's Spotify's most played podcasts last year. I was showing up there, and I was like, okay, this is real now. Like, this isn't my mom's Spotify, because my mom listens to every episode like 10 times. It's like, gotta get those listens, honey. But or just people messaging me saying I was having a really bad day and I listened to this podcast, or I had no idea that you could do this. Thank you so much for talking about that. Thank you for being so transparent about having cysts on your ovaries and having the pain that goes with that. And most people don't talk about that. Thank you for talking about mental health, talking about your struggles. It makes me feel more comfortable to share my struggles. So it's been crazy. If I would have said 2 years ago that I'd be sitting here today doing this, I wouldn't know what to do. Yes, she's a simmer.
Since you have been so raw on your podcast, have you ever released an episode and said, oh, I wish I would have kept that to myself, or I wish I would have been a little more private? Because being transparent is not easy. It's actually one of the hardest things that you can do. So I'm just curious about your experience around your transparency and your honesty on your podcast.
Good question. No, I've never filmed an episode and been like, oh, I wish I didn't say that. I think sometimes I wish at the beginning, I wish I was more transparent. I wish I would have not played it as safe. I wish I would have spoke my opinions a little bit more. That doesn't mean I haven't had negative feedback, but as I like to do with all negative feedback, I like to tell them to fuck off. And you don't know me.
Love it. Perfect response, right?
Yes. But yeah, go ahead.
So I just want to know, how did you start? Where did the idea come from? What were the steps?
Oh, this is a fun one. So I actually got the idea. So from the old job I used to have at Fast Science, I used to do what were called client spotlights. So I would interview clients and I would talk to them about the projects that we had just done for them. I thought it was a really good way to circleize in where I live's community of basically being like, hey, go check out this work that they've done. I would specifically pick very big clients and recognizable signs. So they'd be like, oh, Fast Signs did those signs. That's awesome. So I did that. You can actually hear it in the first 3 or 4 episodes. I actually don't say Simmer Spotlight. I say Client Spotlight, because it took so much out of me to switch over from Simmer to Client. And then at Fast Signs, you'd actually hear me say Simmer Spotlight in interviews versus Client Spotlight. So it really just kind of started with that. I just remember I started my YouTube channel, as every sim YouTuber does. I was like, I can do speed builds. I could do cat. I could do a lookbook. Who fucking they're still up there, guys. If you want, I've never removed a YouTube video. You can go see my first YouTube video. It is so awkward. I sound like I'm 16 feet away from my mic. I was like, hi. So my first, I wanted to do a let's play with cottage living. I thought that was like that was gonna be like the best shit ever, because my girlfriend Rachel had just started her farming journey. So I thought that would be so fun to put her in The Sims and live out her farming journey in The Sims. Okay, I got through 2 episodes. The 3rd episode I was filming. I have never met a more broken Sim in my life. She just fucking sit there like this. She still does it. Still to this day. She's still like, nothing would happen. So I like literally I was like, so I can't do this anymore, but like here's some speed builds. And I used to do 2 or 3 speed builds a week at the beginning. Yes, Gabby.
Does she also do the head turn when you pause the screen?
Oh god, that is like the scariest.
I hate those so bad. It's like so terrifying.
Yes. That freaks me out.
And they just like stare into anytime Alexa and Oliver do that now, I'm just like, can't do this.
I thought they were meant to have fixed that, but it's still happening in my game.
It still happens to me too.
Oh, it's still happening. Oh,
my mom threw her laptop the first time I did that. I've never been more confused than just me, her, and my sister playing The Sims on the couch together, because I was like, it's a bonding thing we do every once in a while.
Aww.
And then suddenly my mom, like, she's supposed to be getting up for something, and she just like threw her laptop up to her. I was like, what is happening? And she's like, it's moving and it's paused and I don't know what's happening, but I'm not going.
Absolutely. She's not throwing holy water at the laptop, you know?
No, because she's so funny. She goes, I'm an old black lady. I'm not gonna play with this.
Absolutely.
And so me and my sister are just sitting there looking at each other, and then we're high, so we're trying not to say it, like we're trying not to look stupid. So me and my sister are just sitting there trying not to cackle about the fact that, like, and try to explain that it's just a glitch, that nothing's wrong. You can keep playing.
Right? Yeah. But I mean, they look possessed. Sorry. Yes, sorry. I did not mean to cut you off.
I was going to say, Gabby, imagine if that had never happened to you before. Now, you know, as black people, she'd have thrown that laptop, y'all got up running. Okay, we don't ask no questions. Tell me when we get outside to safety. And then you'd be like, oh, it was a spider. Like, girl, you had me running out this house for a spider.
Oh, I did that earlier. At work, my coworker just started just sat something and just started walking off real fast, and I didn't ask no questions. I just walked away from what I was stalking, and then I was like, what's wrong? And she's like, oh, it's breaking, I forgot. And I'm like, girl,
like, you better give me a warning, like, this you don't have to go with me, because I'm leaving.
Oh my god, yes. Sorry, I also needed that a lot. Anyway, so Rachel was broken, so I started doing all of my speed builds and cast videos, which are absolutely terrible, but keep them up there just to humble yourself. And I
immediately goes on YouTube to like every single one of those.
Share.
Share Stothy's first video. Again, I'm like, 16 feet away from my mic, and you can barely hear me. It's so fuzzy. And I just thought, I was just confident. And I was just like, oh my God, like, I don't know what to do. And then I was like, okay, no one's going to watch my builds because I'm not the best builder. No one's going to look at my cast lookbooks because I'm not a good cast builder. But this is what I actually used to like people. I like you guys, but like in general, my love for humanity has gotten smaller and smaller. So I was like, you know what? Like, I want to just start talking to people because I'm lonely. It's the pandemic. And I was like, okay. So I did it. First episode in. I was like, I got this. I remember this is when my desk used to be on this. I mean, as you can't tell, it doesn't matter, but like I used to have my desk facing this way.
And the tree's gone too. I'm just making that point here. There's no more Christmas tree here.
Yeah, there's no more, but don't worry. Don't worry, guys. Next week's episode, the Christmas tree will be back.
Oh, I'm so excited for that. I will still be exhausted, but I'm still coming.
But anyways, so I had one episode in, and then I was like, I just started asking people that I knew, that basically being like, hey, do you want to be on a podcast? Because at the time, I didn't really know of a lot of Sims podcasts out there. I knew there was a Simmers Digest because I used to be on their podcast. I used to read I don't remember what I read. It was like the YouTube spotlight or something like that. And then I did written interviews for the Sims Up magazine. So I was kind of on both avenues. I've parted ways with both companies now. And then I was like, you know what? I just really want to take this and run with it. And then again, I got nominated at the Simmer Awards last year, and I was like, that's so cool. People actually like listen to my podcast. Like, that's awesome. And like, I can remember like the first time like I ever hit a podcast that hit into like the tens of thousands of listens, and I was like, what? What? Because that's like I was like, what the fuck do I do? People are listening to me. Cool. Okay. And then like season 2 came around, and I was like, I'm gonna rebrand. And I did. I kind of like, I was like, because people always like, well, who's coming on? I was like, well, I wanted it to be a surprise. And I was like, no, I'll tell you guys 2 days before. It's fine. You guys can get excited to who it would be. But like, and he would be like, who are you interviewing? Who's this week's guest? And I'd be like, gotta find out. But I just really want to take the platform and grow it. Gabby?
Oh no, I didn't want to interrupt you speaking.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you ever like think about trying to get into the ridiculously large like YouTubers on to see if they would come on?
Fun question with that. I have booked one really big guest to be the season finale, which I'm very excited about. So it's just kind of being at the right place at the right time. I mean, I'd love to have Kelchi and PGK. So I did have the 100 baby challenge roundtable yesterday, and people were messaging me being like, is Kelsey and PGK gonna be on the call? I'm like, no. She doesn't know I exist. So no, but she's welcome. She's welcome to come. I mean, it would be 9 a.m. her time, so she's welcome to just come hang out with me if she so wants to. But I think that would definitely be, I'd love to. I at the Sims Up magazine, I interviewed a couple bigger simmers, but they didn't really know who I was. I was just an email to them. Like I didn't really get to have that personal connection because I had to ask questions that would be fitting more into a magazine, not my random spewing questions that I just like randomly come up with. As we all know, everyone on this call, I do not send questions beforehand. We don't really talk about what's going to be we do a quick little bit, but all the questions I ask you are 100% improvised, so you guys are awesome.
That's what I love about this though, because it feels more real. Like I feel like at the end of each episode, I feel like I know that person way more than I did when I started. Even with like previous roundtables that I've been fortunate enough to be on here with you, it's like I'm so thankful that the questions weren't set, because conversation goes further when it's not planned,
Yes.
And it's way more entertaining as well. So, but I was just thinking it would have been so funny if you had had set up a separate account on Zoom and then had a picture of Kelsey there. Like your TikTok for the 100 baby challenge one. That would have been so funny.
When she doesn't say anything, she's just on mute the whole time. We're just like, yeah,
Kelsey, your camera's frozen.
Sorry, she's
technical difficulties. Stars.
Yeah, I wish I'm not that creative.
I feel like she would have been here for the meme as well. Because she pretty much just memes herself in most of her content.
I agree. Just literally just be like, hi Kelsey, and she's just like, no one says anything. I'll be like, yeah, so she's sign languaging with us today. She's practicing her sim sign language.
She's taking notes, actually.
Yeah, she's the note taker to this one. But yeah, actually a goal I had, because somebody asked me, I mean, I get a lot of positive feedback. I also get a lot of negative feedback from this podcast as well. you gotta take the good with the bad. Everyone else says like, oh, like it's really unpolished, it's very unprofessional how you talk to people. I'm like, I just kind of go with how you feel. If you feel I was unprofessional to you, I'm really sorry. I'm just a person. I'm not affiliated by EA. I also get that all the time. People think I'm affiliated with EA. They think this is EA pays me to do this. EA does not pay me to do this. This is all out of Stassi's pocket that pays for this. I have sponsorships now sometimes that helps pay for this, but it's all out of pocket. But they're like, you don't have like an intro song. It's your podcasts are 16 hours long. Like you're talking about poop in half of them. Like my kids listen to this, and I'm like, this podcast is 18A. It's never meant for kids. It's never going to be for kids. And I'll never have a jingle at the front, and I'll never be like, I mean, my standard is, hi, welcome back to my channel, because that's what you fucking say when you're on YouTube. Because that's what originally it was for. I wanted to be like, you make long YouTube content, and it just was like, oh, I'll just take the audio and make it a podcast. Little did I fucking know that it's the audio that sells, not the video at the time. But my goal is to keep it as raw and to keep it as how it is, because I think that's what makes this special, and it makes it feel real instead of it being fake. Because I've been on podcasts and I love being on them, and I think it's so cool. And I mean, I love all the other Sims podcasts out there. They like we all do our own thing, and I love it. But Gabby, you had a question.
No, I was just gonna say, if you ever go professional, I'm not coming back.
Simmers, we love a ramble.
Dare add a jingle to this, I will just completely send you hate mail.
No,
We
for
will
real,
become
like
the
that's
haters.
the only reason I'm comfortable on here is because it feels like we're real people, not like this is like a business interaction and you get something out of talking to me. And of course you get views and all that, but like that's not why we have these conversations.
Yeah,
no. Exactly. My goal is to never become professional and continue doing it on my mom answering laptop and my blue mic. Like that's my goal. I mean, if I want to get more sponsors that want to pay me, I'm fine with that. But my goal is to never change the message of who this is just being real and kind of just being in the moment. So,
but I think that's what makes this, for at least for me, why I because I found you on YouTube first, and I was really new to the YouTube community. I was a simmer at home. I didn't play online. I just made stories for myself and decided to take it to the next level during the pandemic. Because during the pandemic, you find all sorts of crap you didn't know you wanted to do, and you started doing it, right? So it gets kind of what happened. And I quit smoking cigarettes, so I needed something. So I was obsessively playing The Sims, and I was like, okay, but then I found your podcast, and I'm like, I wonder if other people do the same thing, or, how other people play The Sims. And so just one day I put in The Sims 4 into YouTube, like 3-4 pages. There was Stassi's podcast. I'm like, what is this? With my little negative voice, what is this? And so I clicked on it. And literally from that, I think I couldn't even tell you what episode it was. I was just like, wow, I like her. Like you, like the someone you were interviewing, I couldn't even tell you who it was. Don't get me wrong, it was a very interesting conversation, but the star for me was your rawness and your realness. And I'm like, wait, who is this chick? So then I clicked on your name and went to your YouTube channel and was just stuck. And it was literally months and months and months before I had the stomach to say, okay, I'm going to click that email and say, I want to be interviewed. You know what I mean? It was really months and months and months, but I was really into your podcast because you made everyone comfortable. Even our Simmer Spotlight, I think we talked about The Sims for 5 minutes. Literally.
Yes. Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, that's 100% right. And also, yes, Shizora, thank you for sharing that. This is I know this is like the yay Stassi's awesome podcast, and it feeds my ego way too high. But
well deserved, very well deserved.
I agree.
Quick question: am I? Because now I feel kind of left out.
Wait, what?
What?
I said, am I the only one here who hasn't had an Oh, I lost my words there.
Yeah, you're the only
individual interview.
No, me
I'm
too.
feeling left out.
No, you both you guys have both not had them. You're on.
So it's just the royalty simmers. Nice to know. Nice to know.
What are you talking about? You guys have your own podcast. The royalty well, my goal is to have you both on for individual simmer spotlights.
I'm just messing with you.
You are welcome.
I already feel special. Don't worry.
But no, my goal, my legit plan is, so this is being filmed in March and it's actually coming out in April. We're not in a 6-month turnaround, which is
wow
for this podcast. And that's only because I had to count out episodes of being like, okay, so this one's being released here, so let's take it a month back. So this isn't filmed in January where I look like an idiot being like talking about like, so what do you think the new expansion pack is, as it's already fucking out. But I was actually going to reach out to both of you because I'm going to do some special one-off ones in May and June just to kind of wrap up my season, because my plan is to finish filming the season in June, which means I will film the season for 10 months. I started Kev, you were our first podcast that I filmed, was the Would You Rather.
Oh, I love that one.
I was so much fun.
That was so good.
Right?
With Simmerly? Yeah.
Yes.
Simmerly. Yeah.
And we were just like, I just like, dude, I don't know any Would You Rathers. I like literally just pulled them out of my ass like 10 seconds before. I think I kept asking like, would you rather only play The Sims 1 or Sims 2? I just been, okay, so would you only rather play The Sims 1 or Sims 2? Like I literally was just like,
We got there.
Just shuffle it around a little bit.
Yeah.
Got like 10 questions in.
Yeah. But
when sorry, Sazi. When I was working with Something Simlish, and I would like come up with the Sunday spotlights interviews with Simmers, and in the week I'd have to like, because I wanted different questions. I didn't want to ask the same 5 questions to everyone. But it got to the point where I was like thinking of the most stupidest fucking shit to ask people. So at one point my question was like, would you rather be hit by Agnes Crumplebottom or like be cheated on by Don Lothario? It's just like,
oh
yeah.
No, those are the real
that's
questions.
a pretty good question, actually. I didn't think of it. But they just got like really stupid towards the end, and then I was like, yeah, I need to stop this.
No, I would pay to be asked that.
Yeah, those are fun questions.
Silly question.
What would you guys pick? So being hit by Agnes Crumplebottom or be cheated on by Don?
Guys,
being hit by Agnes. I want to be slapped right in the face. I want to know if she slaps like a bitch, or is it just be like a
I want to taste that leather bag at my face.
Exactly.
Yes. First of all, if I'm being hit, that means I kissed somebody, which means I'm doing way better than I'm doing right now.
Actually, both. You're kissing Dawn, and then he goes and cheats on you.
Ew,
And you get
not
just slapped.
I don't think I have better taste than that. I have
That's
higher
what I
standards
thought.
for myself.
Wouldn't we all just choose to be hit by Agnes because she's an actual queen? Like, am I the only one that stands her and loves her?
Oh yeah.
I would say thank you.
Yeah, I would say thank you too.
Iconic.
I would
like,
flirt
I got
with
hit
her.
by Agnes Crumplebottom. Like, you put that on your Instagram. That goes on your
Yes.
YouTube.
Bumper
That's
sticker.
epic.
Yeah.
And first of all, she rich, so I'm suing.
Facts. I'm taking that whole bag she hit me with, so we good.
But yes. Oh my god. But fun. Would you rather? And again, I think it's just kind of the podcast has just kind of become more fun, and just people come on here and laugh, because I'm gonna tell you the real reason I love doing this podcast is I get to meet a lot of cool people. I get to bring the community together. But there's this one moment in every podcast, and go watch the video. I'm not just saying plug it because I might be on the video YouTube shit, because now they're really pushing video podcasts. But watch everybody's eyes about halfway through the interviews. They are so comfortable and they're excited, and I see that little glimmer of that little excitement that they're like, I'm here and I get to talk about something that I love with somebody who likes it as well, and listen, and for community that will listen to it and love it. And everybody I've ever interviewed has done it. Even bigger simmers, they still do it. They will sit and have that glimmer in their eye, and I think that's the main reason I continue doing these. It's just seeing that little bit of joy of just being like, I love this game, because everybody here loves The Sims. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You're not on this podcast if you're like, yeah, I like The Sims. I like the triangle. I like the square thing above their head. Like, there's no way.
It's a rectangle, right?
Yeah, it's a rectangle. Trapezoid.
I'm sorry, I would stop this podcast and I'm like, okay, you need to leave. If it's not gonna work, okay? You're gonna have to go. Well,
and I'm posting it anyway because you deserve to be shamed.
Fact. You're what not to sim, okay? This is not gonna be okay.
Right.
Yeah, see, I'm one of those people that get really frustrated when I read like, oh, you can press Alt and you can like free rotate stuff, and I'm like, how do you not know this after 8 years?
Okay, let me give you an airhead moment, because I have to admit to this. I did it. And I'm a machinima creator, right? But my houses were always a square, a triangle roof, right? I never really went further than that. I didn't want to rotate anything until I started getting into machinimas and realizing and really getting into building. So when I found that, I'm like, yeah. But I didn't tell anybody, because I saw that the post was like from 2016, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep that to myself.
Some of us aren't meant to be builders, in
Yes.
particular. Like...
For real, because yeah, if you ever ask me to build anything, I will never be a part of that side of the community, because the alt thing is like the one thing I do know. I know nothing else.
Control 9 was the epitome for me. Is it Control 9 or Shift 9 where you lift it a bit?
Control.
I was like,
Control 9.
I
did not know that.
And Control 0 goes down. I'm like, this was my moment. This was, I felt on top of the
your
world.
life, did it? You're like, wait, I can put stuff anywhere.
Right?
For me, it was the F5 quarter placement. I was like, shit, this has just changed every single build I've ever created in my life. But again, like, told no one.
Yeah.
Like some things you just sim shame yourself. Like, I really should have known that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
exactly.
guys, I go back to, I turned 41 this year. The very first time I played The Sims, I kid you not, Tech Ed, SimCity, 6th grade, 11 years old. I should have known that.
I actually found like a brand new cast tip that I didn't know you could do. Apparently, if your Sims are wearing glasses and you have them on a side facing portrait, you can like move the glasses up and down their nose.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
With normal?
All of these jaws just dropped to the floor.
Look, and I'm excited. That's the one thing I did know.
Interesting.
Now everybody see how I felt.
But see, tips and tricks,
like
kiddos.
it's like this, right?
Yeah, so like
exactly.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
My mind fucking exploded. I was honestly like, how the fuck did I not know this?
I am not lying to you right now. I still have The Sims open. I'm going into cast.
Do it.
Very I'm not kidding. Like, I'm so not playing. I'm like, I have to see this.
You like literally grab like the glasses, like the center of the glasses, and they could just move them up and down the nose. It's fucking incredible.
Like it's in real time.
Yeah.
You can make someone so shady. Like,
right?
Okay,
I do it on my Sim self, so it looks like my actual face, where my glasses sit on my actual face, because they doesn't look right if I don't move them.
Mm-hmm.
So I left my game unpaused all night, guys. I did not realize that my game was unpaused all night until I just went to go in and look at the cast, and they are filthy, they are unhappy, and they're stuck in a pose.
Oh! If that's not a... So yes, sorry, go ahead.
I was filming before I went to sleep, and so they're literally stuck in a pose.
Oh no.
I don't even know where the baby went. He was holding the baby. Like, where is the baby?
Child services.
Yeah. That baby gone.
Yeah. It's like 12 hours.
Even in mid pose.
Hey, let me just go ahead and exit. I'm just not even gonna save.
Yeah, don't save. I was gonna say, if that's not a Sim storyteller struggle right there, I don't know what the fuck is. I do that shit all the time. I was like, oh shit. Or I'll just forget that the game's still running in the background. I'm like, oh shit, I'm still playing. And it's, they're just like stuck, like two Sims put together, because if you do like the teleport one and you're doing multiple people, it's just fucking petrified, because there's just like, you just see like Alexa's boobs and like Oliver's forehead, and they're just like moving back and forth, being like, I hate my fucking life, why do you do this to me? If I ever get to rule you, I'm gonna do the same thing to you.
I hate the one where you pose like 80 Sims, not 80 for real, but like 80 Sims, and then it crashes right when you're finna hit this screenshot.
Yes.
I didn't even finish your sentence. I was like, girl.
No, because one time I literally snapped the casing on my laptop and I'm looking at it broken because I slammed my laptop shut. Like I broke my $3,000 laptop because I was so mad.
Oh no.
I
We
feel
all had
you.
that moment.
I
Though,
really
trust me.
feel you.
We're all passionate about The Sims.
Yeah.
No, I'm passionate about the 3 hours I spent posing 30 Sims.
Yeah.
That I had to then redo because it was for a collab.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's even worse. I've lost like so many builds, and I have to like walk away, and then I will not play The Sims for a good like 2 or 3 days out of pure spite, and then I'm like, okay, I've got to go back and like I'll redo it. It'll be fine.
That's my favorite part, is learning that experiences are similar to mine, because my family looks at me like I'm crazy. No one's really like, my mom's into The Sims back in the day, but not really now. And so I talk about The Sims a lot because I do a lot, and it's literally my part-time job now, right? I work 40 hours a week to make my money, and then I love 20 hours a week. And so I'm constantly talking about The Sims. I have people that actually can understand. I remember I got up and I walked away. I slammed it because I live with my parents. I slammed the door, and my mom's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, it was the season finale for The Road, my series, and it was the auditorium. And I'm like, I just literally posed like 80 Sims. I kid you not. I had to be anywhere between 50 and 80, right? Because I filled every single seat. And of course, I made this big, dumb, ridiculous theater. Couldn't be small like a smart person, right? And literally go to click the pose, game crashes. I had to get up and walk away because, like you, Gabby, I'm like, I'm about to put my foot in this $2,500 PC. Let me just walk away. Let me just walk away. But it's the most frustrating thing. Yeah.
Have you since got the like the deco shadows you can just put in the back?
After that very, very moment, yes, I was like, because I'm not a deco sim person, because I like the realism and the floetry of things moving behind my cast.
Yeah, me too.
Girl, if you look in the front 2 rows, the series finale of The Road, everyone's moving and they're happy. Everybody in the back is just sitting there. Like, nah, this is not gonna work.
Yeah, that's another reason I really like this podcast, because I like hearing all of you having similar experiences, as you said, because the reason why I started posting my Sims is because my mother and husband were done listening to my 10 Kingdom stories. The only person that has ever been interested in my stories that's like not, well, in my family, not the same is my grandma, that would come and ask me if the heir to the throne actually took the throne or his like sibling took it from him.
I love
only
it.
Person.
That's cute.
I love
That's
that.
And
awesome.
it's you guys.
I love that.
I love that too.
Yeah.
My mom
Yeah, she was
tries
really
to be
deep in.
interested.
Oh.
Oh.
But that's all you can ask for, because my mom is the executive producer of my shows, but by force, right? It's like I harassed her so much that I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and put you on the credits because I make you watch every single part and read every single script. So I'm just gonna put you in the credits, like executive produced by Brenda Finkley. That's my mom. Hi, mom.
Aww.
That she's very supportive. I think that's why I like too is the stories and the Simstagrams and things like that, because you pull in people that don't play the game. Because I have like seriously probably 40% of my subscribers are not sim players. They just like the drama and the garbage. So They come in because I get it all. It's like the soulmate house that I'm doing now. I get cussed out by my sisters because they're like, you know, oh no, you didn't keep Howard. What? Okay, I don't look. The story evolves in my head. It got so bad with the role. My aunt literally texted me and said, "Can I get the script for next week? Is that done yet? Can I read it?" Like, no.
They want insider knowledge.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's
First
the
of all,
thing.
the fact that she thinks you do it in a week.
Girl, believe it or not, once I get into a series, I can put it out in 6 to 8 days.
Wow.
But the writing, right? I can't write altogether. If I write episode 5 and 6, there's no point. 6 is not going to be 6 when I'm done. It's not. So there's absolutely no reason to write it at all. So it just goes with my feeling. Like, especially this series, I wrote one specific character to be the winner. He was the winner. And then I made him a scumbag. And I'm like, why did I do that? Like,
the drama.
The chaos of it all.
Right.
Yeah.
You're here for the drama, even in your own head.
Facts, girl. But I love that all of us, we give people who don't actually play The Sims an opportunity to still enjoy it. Because there are people that don't play that watch speed. I watch speed builds and I can't do half that stuff. I'm much better than I used to be, but flipping and turning and rocks and that's too much. That's great. I'll watch you do it.
I'll save that for Kev.
Like, thank you for the inspiration. Now I'm gonna do the amateur version. I'm just gonna set the rock here and then put a
Shoot, I'm putting in BB.move objects and I'm downloading it from the gallery.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I do the same with your Sims because I can't create Sims for shit.
Me either. Me either.
I don't know where I'd be without overlays and face skin. My Sims all look the same. They all had whatever green eyes came. So I had this really, really dark Sim, black, with green emerald eyes. Like, why? Why didn't I change the eyes or the ears or like? I had to, when I started filming, I'm like, okay, maybe every Sim should look alike. They all look like cousins.
That's how I got into Sims adopting, which is a weird rabbit hole to go down. But because all my Sims look alike, I started like getting into those Sim adoption pages. And I had to like back a bit because they were going through some drama. And I was like, I don't need to be a part of this. And then like, also they have like a lot of requirements, like you have to post certain, and I'm like, I have 8 kingdoms, a bunch of noble families in the background that get updated like once a month, and I'm in college full-time, I'm working full-time. This, I cannot commit to this.
Oh, did I mention I love your gameplay in your Simstagram and your royal family? Did I say that? Did I fan out yet?
Thank you.
Just letting you know, I follow you. I love your stories. Yay.
Oh, thank you. Now I'm because I love your stuff. That made me want to cry.
That just made me feel love. Thank you. That's
why I fucking love the Sims community, guys.
Yeah,
I do too. And I love how like I feel like at some points I know a lot of people, but then all of a sudden there's like this whole other part opens up. I'm like, shit, I didn't know you existed. I didn't know you existed. I didn't know you existed. It's great. I love it.
I just want to be fair, because I have one friend that has a Sims adoption page. I think it's in every community you need to find your person that's not like, because I love a specific, which I don't think I'll plug here, but a specific Sims adoption account, which is a whole other community that I had no idea existed, right? No idea. But yeah, I don't know if I just know a lot the Royal Sims community, and then the story community, and now the building community, which I found I really enjoy sitting and watching people build. Kevin, but but yeah, so in every community I think we need to find our people and peek into it, so we have a whole like introspect into our favorite game.
Yeah, well, I mean, I started a story account because of a creator account that I loved what they were doing. So I was like, I want to do this too. I mean, it's dead in the water, it's been hacked and it's shit. Anyway, like that's the point. Like honestly, the account's been hacked. It's been sending like requests to people to like get into their accounts. It's really, really awful. And it's still got my fucking logo as the Instagram picture. And it just, I'm so upset about it. Anyway, but like I did that because I saw a story account and I was like, this is fucking cool. I like what she's doing. I want to do this. I can do this, you know? And same with like, I opened a YouTube account because I saw people doing it and I was like, I want to do this. Like this, I can do this. I mean, you know, it's nowhere near big as I'd like it to be, but I still enjoy doing it, which is the main thing. And by doing that, I feel like I'm meeting new people and I'm getting myself out there. And the one thing I love about the Sims community is that on the whole, we are so good at like building up creators that we like and enjoy. And at least in the circles I run in, I feel like it's healthy competition, not toxic competition. And that's what I like about it. I feel like, you know, someone does something cool and I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. I'm going to share that. But I'm also going to do that in my build next time and be like, you know, this is awesome. This is a cool trick. So yeah, it's a really good community.
Since I joined, I've really been into it. I've really met some awesome people. I have. But since I've been doing the Machinima Movie and TV Awards, I found that people are a little cold. And it was kind of confusing for me because like I'd reach out and say, hey, you know, I really like your stuff. Or one of my associates has helped me with the MMACAs. Would you like to be a promotional sponsor? And a promotional sponsor, I'm not asking you to pay anything. I'm just asking, you know, if you post 50 times, you get this, post the show 80 times, you get this. And I'm getting the kind of the rudest responses that I didn't even know like was part of this community because everyone has been so friendly and welcoming since I came in. And I'm literally the things that people are saying. Someone told me, what, you can't promote your own show, pay for promotion.
Wow.
And I was just
That's
like,
horrible.
Yeah,
Ew.
It's been like really a salty experience. So I had to step away like for a week. For a week, I didn't post or do anything, and especially Twitter. I did not know how toxic Twitter was, guys.
Yeah,
Twitter is
really bad.
Sam's Twitter's bad.
Yeah. I try to stay off of that Twitter as much as possible just because of how toxic it is.
Yeah.
Same.
I'm just saying, name names. I'm all for bullying on behalf of other people. I'm terrible for standing up for myself, but I definitely bully on behalf of other people.
Well, guess what? I'll stand up for you. You stand up for me. We got each other covered. Because I'm the vocal friend. I'm the one that's gonna be like, no, you didn't. Excuse me.
They ordered mashed potatoes, not fries.
I ain't got many meals free. Excuse.
Whole time, my entire meal wrong.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Thank you, girls in my life, because I am just like, oh, you gave me like tuna instead of chicken. Oh, okay, thanks. I'm just gonna starve now because I don't like tuna. Rather than like say anything, I was like, yeah, I'll just have this. Oh yeah, okay.
Wait, I would be the friend sitting next to you and going, oh no, you're not gonna eat that. Hold on, excuse me. Does this look like chicken to you?
Chicken of the sea.
That's what a bully kid turns into, a very vocal adult, where I'm like, sometimes I have to tell myself, okay, you know, she didn't look at you wrong. Maybe she was just scratching her eye. Like, calm down.
No, I really have to remind myself not to be so mean sometimes. And I'm really like, no, this is because you were bullied as a kid. You have problems.
Absolutely.
I hate being a psych major because like I really be analyzing myself and I'm like, but I'm not ready to grow. Like, can you just leave?
Turn that off for a little bit.
Yeah. That growth period, when I got to 30, I ran out of my 20s. I did a lot. I went on tour with the rap group guys. I was a music manager. Like, I have fun in my 20s. I did absolutely nothing, didn't help my future whatsoever, but I had a blast, right? My 30s were all about growth and discovering myself. And I remember I had a period in my life where I fought with everyone. I was getting into some kind of conflict at work, with my sisters, with my parents, with everyone, my boyfriend at the time. And I had to say, okay, chick, you're the common denominator, right? Like, so maybe we need to figure out like what is going on with you. And so I literally like 2 years, I didn't really talk to many people. I discovered myself. And when I came out, you got this version, this like very self-assured person who knows she has flaws. And I've changed the flaws that I have a problem with. If you have a problem with the flaw, it's not my problem. So you need to figure out something out with that, because it doesn't bother me. And I really was able to grow. Once you get to that point, and I kid you not, Gabby, the no fucks given is going to be so strong that you're going to have to pop your no fucks bubble and let somebody in, right? Because it becomes all about self-awareness, survival, and control. Those 3 things change your life. And I'm turned 41 this year. It's the happiest I've ever been in my life.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Isn't it so nice that like we're in the podcast and we're just chit-chatting like friends? I love it. I seriously love it.
For a second. Like we're just here talking.
Yeah.
Honestly, through like the Sims community, I've got friends that I've met through the Sims coming to my wedding in August. Like that's how close we are. And they're traveling from America, from Germany, from Austria, from Lebanon, if possible. So these are people that I have bonded with so much that I want them at my most special day,
Right.
So I'm so grateful for the Sims, basically, and the online presence that everyone has. Like, it's just brilliant. I love it.
I love that. I love that too. I did the same. I sent out wedding invites to some Simmers. There might even be one on the call. I'm like, if you can't, I know you probably can't, but if you can, awesome. But if you can't, it's okay.
Okay, Stassi, I'm gonna need your wedding to be an episode. Okay?
Yes.
So just live stream it.
Yeah, yes.
I have to be a proper influencer, and we must know every detail of your life.
And if you need help with getting it online, let me know. I'm happy to mod it. Moderate, make sure folks keep it clean. I'll wear my dress and sit at home.
Have a panel. Have like a panel commenting from Twitch, like just with it on the background.
Yes.
Did you see her dress?
Reenacting it in the Sims.
Can somebody make CC of it before the wedding's over?
Yeah, I'll just make it as a machinima of just basically it's just me and Jason getting married.
No, because you're gonna like stress over that like your actual wedding.
Oh, I haven't slept in a month because of the wedding. Because I'm getting married in September, so it is full wedding planning. I got food tastings. I got a DJ call this week. I got people wanting money, so I'm just like,
same.
Just make sure you don't walk the wrong way down the aisle.
God damn it.
Don't trip. Like
that is my biggest fear. My church has like these really old flagstone cobbles, and I am fucking terrified I'm going to trip and fall and just bring down all the flowers and all the candles and just set the fucking place on fire. Like that is my fear.
Do you have a long dress?
That's what I was gonna say.
And I'm a clumsy Sim, so I'm fucked.
I'm a clumsy person. I fall in real life. Okay, I walked into a wall several times.
I walked into one earlier.
Fact.
That's not even a joke. I
getting
actually
into bed
did that
last night. Honestly, I cannot walk from A to B. So
are you wearing heels?
And you add a veil, and you add like a cathedral veil and like a floor length dress with a trail. I am gonna need help.
Girl, if you don't put on flats under that long dress and change your heels at your reception when you're taking photos.
No, and then practicing your veil and a long dress or whatever shoes you're gonna wear beforehand.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
And if it makes you feel better, at least your wedding is not in the wedding pack on the Sims. Like, imagine our poor Sims getting married. Their guests won't stand up, won't sit down.
Could you imagine, like, if that was actually how people acted in real life?
Yeah. I'm eloping.
Standing up
In
and
the middle of
cutting
the
the
birthday
cake for
party.
you.
Standing in the
just, like,
fucking
standing.
aisle, and you gotta like reroute around them.
See, and yet again, I'll be that friend. Like, I know y'all see her walking down this aisle. You need to move.
If someone's not doing push-ups while you're walking down, it's not
Oh
a
my
real
God.
Sims wedding.
Yes,
Oh
no.
my
Dawn
Or
in the
eating her
back,
cake
pumping
because
out
you forgot
iron,
to
you
put
know.
the topper on.
Right.
Oh
I
I
god.
have a
her
question for
topper.
Stassi.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. About Stassi from the rest of us. What is your
Ooh.
favorite Stassi moment? Like outside of like on the podcast, just interacting outside of this. Because I know she messages everybody because she be.
That is a good
No, you don't get to respond.
Oh shit!
I'm hijacking your podcast.
Wait, are you asking everyone about me? Or are you asking?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I'm
sorry, I think I was
hijacking your podcast.
Okay, that's fine. I'll be
You're
a
the
guest.
guest right now. Okay.
Fine. I'll relax. I'll take this praise.
I'll start since I asked the question. So
Yeah.
when Stassi found out I was going out overnights for work, he immediately started texting me sleep schedules that I should eat as soon as I get home, trying to help me figure out when to sleep in between my classes. Sent me pictures of like this chocolate, which I actually did buy, that has caffeine in it, so I can like eat it at work and stay awake. And like I was at work, like I gave somebody a piece out of my fanny pack later. I was like, yeah, a friend of mine, because I don't want to say internet friend, it sounds crazy. Like a friend of mine recommended it when they found out I was going overnights, and it's really helpful.
Oh, well, thank
Aw.
you. Because I know what it's like being in your early 20s, working overnights, trying to make ends meet. And if I can share any wisdom I had doing that, more, I just want to share my wisdom with everybody. I'm the friend that just throws up wisdom at you. Even in like my real life, I'm just the person you go to when you have a problem, and I'm the fixer. I will fix anything. I'm also the FBI friend. You don't have to give me a last name. I will find out what they ate for breakfast, their favorite taco place, and where they're going for dinner tonight. Like, I just know it. Like,
No, we literally spent like an hour going back and forth, like if you're trying to help me figure out how to sleep. And then when you got confused about my class schedule, and then I was confused on what you meant, so I spent like 20 minutes trying to figure out what you were talking about. I realized I typed my schedule out wrong.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because I was like, well, just sleep in these periods, because like you have these breaks, and you're like, what? And I'm like, wait, what? What are you talking about? And you're like, girl, what are you talking about? I'm like, girl, you tripping.
And you thought I had like 2 classes. I have 3 classes like broken up weird.
Yeah. Yeah, yes. But well, Gabby, thank you for sharing. I definitely very appreciate that. You're a very kind soul, and I'm very happy that our paths have crossed.
No, I think the same. I feel like in our spotlight that we did, you gave me some really amazing advice on helping me to sort of get out of my shell and to show my face on YouTube or Twitch or whatever. And even though I haven't started it yet, it was nice to find someone who just genuinely wants to help get you through that bump, you know? And that's really rare for people to be so selfless and to put your needs first and to give you actually really good advice, you know? So I want to thank you for that.
Oh, well, thank you. I know how scary it is to put yourself out there. It's, as we talked about earlier, about being transparent. When you're on camera, you have to be on. And not every day I'm on when I do this. And I get called out sometimes. And I'm just like, I'm a human. But I always encourage them to just always take that first step. It's like the rule in soccer or football for our UK fans. The first goal is always the hardest, but the second goal always is easier. So once you put your face out there and you just can dust off your shoulders and say, I did this, and and it wasn't scary. The world didn't end. I still can go have my dinner. And then it just becomes less and less and less scary the more you do it. But it's always just really scary at first, because you're like, well, what if people don't like you and like all this stuff? But you have to get past it and just say, you know what, I'm fucking awesome. And if you don't fucking like me, then fuck you, because I'm a bad bitch. So, well, thank you.
I'm not sure if I have a favorite moment because like I feel like every interaction I've had with you has been one of my favorites. Like for me, just being like, can I come to the podcast? Oh, no, I don't remember if I asked you to be, probably I asked to be in the royalty one. And then I was like, how about this one too? Because like it's because you put the LGBTQ one. I'm like, I want to come. And you're like, yeah, of course. I'm like, okay. And then you told us on the first one, like, yeah, guys, just I have them on the schedule. Just put yourself in. And I was like, oh, so like if I come on the 100th one too, and you're like, yeah. I was like, okay. And then every podcast making me feel like really comfortable and special. And even after, I was like, I'm an actress, right? So I'm like, oh, you do like voiceover? How is that? And then you're like, oh yeah, so here's how it happens, and here's 10 sites you can go and maybe start with that because that's what. And I was like, damn, like thank you so much for giving me like all the sites. I was just expecting it to be like real acting more. Well, it's like, I don't know, bro. Figure it out yourself.
Oh my God. Well, thank you. Because after you're like, because we had talked about voice acting, and you're like, well, how do you do it? And I'm just like, well, I just go to CC. Like I usually get casted as the blonde bitch, or high schooler, or a cheerleader. Like I know who I play.
Typecasting.
I'm fine. I can be typecast. I'll be Amy all day long in the Reaper because I'm not acting. I'm just reading. But you messaged and I was like, I just wanted to help and be like, because I remember the first time I was ever voiced in a project, I was like, I don't know what to do. I just said my lines again, 16 feet away from the mic, and just being like, I sound like I'm in a different room. Amy may be the sim Amy might be there, but Stassi's voice is 3 rooms down, and I was just like, hey, like this is like honestly good mic, best friend if you're getting into voice acting, and just be really comfortable. I did 2 scripts yesterday. I've recently gotten back into voice acting because I forgot how much I enjoy just playing different characters and just being able to just be someone different. And by someone different, it's just me reading lines. Bitchy is how, and screaming, actually. As I would say those are both. I was doing a project yesterday and I was like, that line I don't think was meant to be screamed. I'm gonna retake that line. But SimsKingdom and Sims Royalty, I want to take a minute and I want to shout both you guys out because you were the only 2 people that reached out to me after when I started doing story spotlights that you both offered to help me. And I really did appreciate that because I'm just trying to build up the story community where I can, and it's been so successful so far. People just reading the interviews. And SimsKingdoms, yours is this week coming up. Yours is Saturday.
So excited.
So I'm just, yes, thank you both for wanting to help me. I was over the moon. I didn't expect that. I was being like, here, cool, but thank you both for just offering to put out that. And I might take you up on that offer one day when I'm like, hi guys,
if you ever need to, you know, I'm already joining the co-host board for the one we're doing in April. I'm always willing.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and thank you. And like you say, we help you. I'm like, yeah, we help. And behind like locked doors, I'm like, damn, everyone else lost this opportunity. They're crazy, you know, because you put it so nice out there. Like I see other people, the written interviews and the podcast, of course, and I'm like, it's just such a nice thing to be a part of. The first podcast I heard from you was the Machinima actually, and I didn't want to say it, but I loved Yes is a Simmer from there, and I've been a bit starstruck, so I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm just here.
Thank you.
Because in The Sims still a creative thing, I started watching. I didn't know it at the time. I was like high school, but I started watching Machinimas about like my immortal from Evanescence, and someone just put it with Sims, and I was like, that's art, you know, and that was so something. And your podcast did touch me because you had people talk about voiceover and how they don't care about accents, and as you can all hear, I have an accent, right? And acting and having an accent is like you have to market yourself, and I have accent classes to also have a general American, like it's a whole thing. And just hearing you and the creators you had say that doesn't matter. I don't care where my character is from, as long as like their voice is my vision for it. It did really touch me. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. And I just want to throw confidence, and I'd just be like, you can do whatever you want. Come join the voiceover machinima side. Because I would say there's 20 or 30 of us that like we're usually in the same projects. Like you kind of get to know the same names. We always need more voice actors. I'm in. Yes, that's Gabby.
Oh, I'm in 100%.
There you go.
No, I'm saying I just chickened out. I was gonna I was actually, and I'm embarrassed to even admit this right now. But we were just talking about transparency. I was gonna audition for Yoshi's Simmer's voiceover machinima, and I chickened out.
Girl, if you don't submit something, I'm so serious. I just did the Reaper. I can't remember her name. They were sitting in class and I introduced the new literary professor. Yeah. And when OMG Sims asked me, I was just like, what? No. And then instantly I'm like, wait, but I love him. And so I did it. Just do it. I did it in one take and I sent him the take and say, hey, let me know if you need anything different. But I'm a Gemini, so I overthink every single thing. So if I didn't just do that one thing and just send it, it was never gonna get sent. It's like it wasn't gonna happen. So just do it, honestly. And then let me sneak in here because SimsKingdom. It's funny that you should say that. I was just thinking in my head, I'm doing my first full-length feature machinima. And I'm casting for, well, not yet. I'm going to be in the next couple of days casting for one of my character's assistants who has a foreign accent. And so I
have a foreign accent.
That's kind of like, I'm like, every time I'm on something with Stassi, I come out with people. Like, because that's all I can think of. Because Stassi doesn't even know. We had talked in that machinima, and she was saying that she plays certain types of characters. And I'm like, and I made the comment that I was going to challenge her. Yes. And so I am going to challenge her because I wrote the FBI agent specifically for her.
Oh.
So, and she's in her early 30s, just starting off in her career, and she thinks she just got a big fish.
So you just casted Jen Hill then is kind of what you're saying. Cool. Okay.
So it's just funny that, just talking to everyone and listening to everyone, we all have similar experiences, which right now for me, that's healing me a little bit because I was a little shaky about continuing. It's a lot of work. You have to do a lot of work, but everyone has a similar journey. So thank you guys for sharing. Let me say that, and then let me quickly share my Stassi story too. I had emailed her twice, and for some reason the email kept bouncing back. So I'm like, I'm never gonna get on this girl show, like ever. But I had heard about the Rose Chronicles and in a couple of her different podcasts, and I'm like, this just sounds interesting. So I went back. I literally read the very first iteration of it, the whole thing, and then I'm like, I went to look for it again. I'm like, I didn't follow this, so I quickly hit the follow button, and instantly she's like, hey, thanks for following. I was wondering, like, she took the time to not just say thanks for following my page, but she took the time to go to my page, found out I was a machinima director, and then said, hey, I have a roundtable, would you be interested? And I'm like, dude, I've been emailing you for like a week and a half. But it was just that thoughtfulness of, oh, who just followed me? Oh, she's a machinima director. Well, let me go. And you could tell that she did the research. She didn't just say, oh, okay, it says machinima director in her. She went to my YouTube. Like, she knew about me to say, okay, she's got quality work. She's new. Hey, I have this opportunity. Can I help you? That open arms approach is literally what makes me love you, Stassi. It made me say, hey, would you host the Machinima Movie and TV Awards? you know, made me say, oh, I'm putting her in a couple different projects with me, because it's that openness and that love that you give and that support up front. That's up front with you. You know, you don't have to dig for it. So keep being you.
Mm-hmm.
Life is going to make you jaded. And I think you're one of those rare gems that should stay pure.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
Aww. Those are such nice words.
Yeah. I also want to say, if anyone's looking for like, you know, a Hermione Granger type character, I'm fucking amazing at Wingardium Leviosa.
Oh, yes! Amazing.
Oh my.
Just love that we're a group of nerds, like just in general.
As the Gryffindor story.
I know.
Oh well, yes, Summer, thank you so much. I remember like reaching out as I was like, oh my god, cool, another Machinima character, that's awesome. And I like checked it and I was like, oh fuck, like that's cool. Like I think you'd be really, really good on this panel of just talking about your perspective of what it's like being a Machinima creator and just getting to learn and grow. And I remember you being like, I'm a little nervous, I'm new. I'm like, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's not matter. Come learn. Come grow. You know how many Machinimas I've made? 0. I have the working knowledge of making Machinima. I have no knowledge, but I can read a script. So it was just cool to hear the perspective. And doing all these podcasts, I've learned so many tricks of the trade. Building again, I was like, holy shit, I actually know how to build now because I listen to you guys, all your tips and tricks. And when you offered me to be the host of the Machinima Wars, I was like, absolutely, let's go. I just want to support and bring so much attention to the storyteller community. If there's any way I can, I absolutely will, because Sim storytellers, like, sorry, as my camera is broken. That's how fucking jazzed I was. I was just like fucking discoing. I really, really wanted to help. I love to help everybody in the community and kind of give everybody that opportunity. I kind of want to be like that opportunity person of just basically being like, hey, and it's so funny you say it. So I know what happened is it's called I'm an Idiot. The email I set up, so as you guys know, I have a Stassi email, which I never use. I use my real email because I love that email. I love that email so fucking much. I don't want to give it up when I get married. I've had this email since I was 10 years old. Everything's attached to it. I love it. So I was like, okay, but like people can't know my real name and all that stuff. I don't care anymore. People can know my real name. So I had a Stassi one. But as I set it up in Instagram, it's like StassiJSims4 at gmail.com. Well, instead of in the Sims, instead of an M, it was an L that I had set up there. So all these bounce backs were coming back, and people were just like, I tried sending you emails and you just like weren't responding. And I'm like, oh, I'm an idiot. Wrong email. So even now I barely use that one. I mean, I know it's at all the bottom of all of my podcasts, but everyone still emails me at Jen. They're like, hey, are you Stassi? Are you Stassi's assistant? I'm like, no, I am Stassi. They're like, but it says Jen Hill is emailing you, but you signed it Love Stassi. And I'm like, yes, because I am Hannah Montana, baby. I am best of both worlds.
Where's the wig?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's a really good
I'm just saying,
email address. Because like I register people at my job and sometimes I get the most fucking weirdest emails, like cookthesenuts@hotmail.com or whatever, you know.
Yep.
Like that's clever to have like your actual name as your first. I think mine was like pierce my heart fucking AS. The fucking emo shit when I was like 15 years old that I thought was fucking cool as. And now looking back, I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? And, like giving that out to actual like fucking potential employers, pierce my fucking nipple shit. Like, what the fuck?
I'm not even gonna lie. Mine was she smokes that bag for 20 at Yahoo.com.
Yes.
My mom said, "You sure you want to apply for a job with that email?" I'm just asking.
Because you guys' generation did all that. One of the first things I learned in high school was, when you're applying for jobs, you want a professional email. So I created a professional email at like 16.
Our fuck ups have like shaped your entire
absolutely.
Oh, 100%. Like I'm looking back, it's like my I have a very old niece. She's 17 now, and she looks like she's 35. Like she looks older than me. And like when I was 17 years old, I looked like a fucking train wreck because there was no YouTube tutorials, there was no fucking Pinterest, there was no Instagram. Like I wore blue eyeshadow, red lipstick. Like I looked like a daytime hooker at the best of times. And then when I was in my emo phase, I was in my emo phase. I had short blonde bobby hair, bangs all the way to the side with captions like "No one will understand this trauma I've seen today."
Oh my god!
I was a headbanger.
Yes,
I was a straight headbanger, probably one of 6 black headbangers in Wisconsin.
Oh, I
but
love
I was
it.
a straight 9 Inch Nails, Nirvana, Marilyn Manson, very much
love it.
fishnets, you know, all of that. I look back on photos and go, I don't remember her. Why did you wear that? I am so glad. I have one photo where there's a huge spider web drawn. My friend took the time on the bus to draw this spider web on one side of my face, and then this itty bitty tiny spider on the other side of my face. And I'm like, and we thought that was cool.
I recently found like my old photo bucket account, and oh my god, there's photographs of me at like 16 years of age in a skate park with like this bright purple military jacket on with these like ridiculously tight skinny jeans that there's no way I could ever breathe in them, and my hair is just like fucking greasy as fuck, first and foremost, and secondly just like hairspray up in the sky, and the fringe is just like disgustingly half in the middle, half to the side. It's literally the most embarrassing thing. And like wearing stripy fingerless gloves, like how was that even a thing? Like why did we cut the fingers off of gloves and wear them like they were gloves? And they were always like black and red or white and black or purple and black. I think mine were just, oh my god.
That literally took the purpose away from the glove. I'm cold now, right?
It's crazy though how the whole email phase, like how you said, Gabby, it came to Greece. I heard it in my Greek high school too. They're like, when you make an email, don't be like crazy duck 25. And I remember me being like, why would I be crazy duck 25? Put my name. What do you guys put? You know?
We thought we were so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It was fun though. I was never fun. I was always like my real name for my email, you know?
But see, back then, the internet, for me at least, in the late 90s, early 2000s, the internet was just becoming a thing. Yeah. So you were never who you were, right? I could never, like, my real name is Aishina. First of all, you're not going to forget Aishina. You don't know 50 Aishinas, I guarantee you. And if you do, tell me who they are, right? My name is so unique. So I could never just be Aishina because you can get that right back to me, right? So I was Madison. I was Giselle. Like, I was so many different people. And but back then was a really bad catfishing time where people did not have to be who you were. There was no verification, no check mark, like none of that. So having an email that said your name, that means people could come back to you. And most of the things we were doing online, we shouldn't have been doing. That's why you guys have so many restrictions today.
Yeah, definitely.
How many people here had a MySpace? Just asking.
I met my husband to be on MySpace.
And Laura, that's so funny to see that. I met my husband on MySpace too. But it's just like, I went back and like logged back into my MySpace like maybe 5 years ago. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this is like who I was. Like when I was 18 years old in like college, I was like, I can't believe this was the same person.
I fucking loved MySpace.
Wait, did you just say what's MySpace?
Gabby, no!
Gabby! You just showed your age.
Bye!
Get you with an old lady answer. Without MySpace, you wouldn't have Facebook. You know what I'm saying?
I know what it is. I'm just aging, y'all.
Oh, we don't need help doing that, kid.
Yeah.
No.
We'll do that ourselves.
Yes, a broken back does that for me every day.
Yes.
And MySpace was the place.
Absolutely. All the music you wanted.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
And I learned how to code.
Yeah, you did learn how to code.
Same.
You had to change the
Absolutely.
The
HTML.
profile page. I had like
Yeah.
my own fucking company set up. I'd be
I
like,
loved it.
yeah, come to my page. I'll make you a layout, whatever you want. I'll give you pretty colors and pretty emo pictures. And yeah, that's so cool. Oh my God.
You had to, because you couldn't have, your name couldn't be in bold otherwise. You had to learn how to do, like, you could even have separate paragraphs.
The
right?
animated backgrounds, and, you know, your
we
top
were cool.
8. Yeah.
We were so cool.
Music
We're
playing.
still cool.
Yeah.
We're still cool. Are you kidding me?
I never had MySpace. I wanted to, my parents wouldn't let me. So I was one of those kids.
Luckily, I had parents that like didn't even know what the internet was, so I got away with like so much stuff.
Yeah,
so it was fine.
Same.
But looking back, I'm thinking there probably should have been some restraints somewhere.
Yeah, like chat rooms, like that was a thing too.
Yeah. Kevin, I was getting ready to say that my experience in chat room made me an adult.
Yeah, exactly. I
real
grew up
quick.
real quick. I do want to say for Stassi, my favorite moment with you was during the Simmer Spotlight when we were talking about the best Chicago pizza. And I knew that we were bonded for life when you said Lou Malnati's, because pizza's like a real thing here, guys. Like it's a legit thing here in Chicago. And the only Chicago deep dish is Lou Malnati's.
100%.
I will put my life to that.
Yep.
And you know what? When you said that, I was like, we're destined for being friends forever. So, you know.
100%. Don't give me no Giordano's. Don't give me your fucking heart-shaped pizza.
None of that. No, out the door.
Literally the day after, when I was in Chicago last time, I got engaged. And we literally went to Illuminati's for dinner that night because I was like, it's the fucking best. It is the best.
That sounds good. I have plans to go to Chicago March 2020. Like literally, we were meant to do like a cross US tour. So start in New York where my family are, and then go to Boston, down to Tampa, to Orlando, Chicago, and then home over like 3 weeks. And we were due to fly on the 21st of March, and on the 17th of March, the US closed the borders because of COVID.
They were like, bye.
I was so upset. And the whole thing was like, Chicago was for the deep dish. I was so fucking excited to have deep dish pizza.
You'll have to come back, Laura, and when you do, let me know. I will take you out to Lou Malnati's.
Me too. I'm a Chicago girl.
Gabby, you're in Chicago?
I am. Southside.
Why are we going? We're gonna hang out now.
Chicago bred me, Wisconsin raised me.
Yes.
So there needs to be a Chicago Simmer meetup now. I'm putting that out there.
Seriously.
Just saying.
Chicago's very central. Like this could be a great area. So come in the summer though, not during the
parts
winter.
you need to stay out of.
Just a couple. Yeah.
No, give her the list. Like, you know, just email her the list of where not to go. Okay. But it's a beautiful. I don't let me in 3 hours away. I'm in Madison, and I get back to see family because all my family's still there, and I get back to see family all the. Favorite is Navy Pier. Like if I could spend my life at Navy Pier, I would spend my life at Navy Pier. I absolutely love it.
See, I'm gonna throw out something out there. Kev, I'm sorry to cut you off. I really hope that one day Canada will get rid of Montreal and Quebec, and then we'll take Chicago, and then you guys can all be Canadian, and then we can hang out all the time, and then you're like 3 hours away. It's perfect. We have some universal healthcare. It's great.
We're already planning to like start a commune there.
Yes.
Yeah. The commune in Canada is gonna happen, but I don't know when, but it will.
That is my go-to Canada. Yeah, I do. So we need to just start a group chat, right?
I think so. Official Discord for commune to Canada.
Yeah.
Make sure we have good internet.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, we do have we do have shit internet here. You would be shocked at how expensive our internet is. Like we're talking like $140 a month for maybe something decent.
Oh wow.
I mean, with free healthcare though.
This Starlink thing that's happening, you know, that satellite internet. So
exactly.
No, she's right about that healthcare though. I would pay the internet prices for the free healthcare.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, okay, to be fair, we do pay for our healthcare with our taxes. That is how
But with your taxes,
we have the
we
same.
still
Yeah,
pay
but I
taxes.
don't know what I pay for
Let's
with my
talk about
taxes
taxes.
currently.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
it. I was just like, whoa, I feel attacked there for 10 seconds.
Bro, like,
What does my
Whoa.
taxes go to?
But I will say, this is how big of a deal it is, Sassy. My employer currently pays 100% of my premium. And when I tell people that, they're like, oh, you got a good job. Don't ever leave. I'm like, I'm not. Like,
Yeah.
because the money that saves me, and I have really good, like, they didn't spring for like basic. I don't have like a $7,000 deductible. It's really good healthcare for free.
I'm sorry, a
But that
$7,000
The employer pays for it, right?
Yeah, my employer is 100% employer
That's the way to
paid.
do it. Yeah.
Yep. I don't
That's
pay
how it
any
should be for
premium.
everyone. I don't understand. Sorry. The UK, free healthcare.
Yeah.
Shit everything else, but good healthcare. We've got shit weather.
We didn't
We've
ask
got
you
shit
to flex on us
food.
like that.
Right?
Yeah, me and Lauren out here were like, we have universal healthcare. Shit weather though. Like we do like
Shit weather.
shit weather, but free.
But if I get cold, they'll be taken care of, you know?
I'm like, let's not start because I just had a blizzard, right? We went from
Dude,
50-degree
same.
weather. I'm outside, like I'm gonna clean my car. The very next day, I'm 16 feet snow. I'm like, I don't get it.
Oh my God.
I do not miss that of Wisconsin at all.
Ugh.
You know, it's real. I'm so enjoying this conversation. It's always fun when I look up left and I'm like, oh yeah, this is for a Sims podcast. Wait, we're talking about taxes and healthcare.
Welcome to a Stassi podcast. 1% Sims. I don't everything everywhere else, but I do actually have to wrap this up soon because we're coming up to 2 hours, and not that I want to make this the longest podcast because I can't do a 3-hour podcast, kids.
Just do part 1, part 2. You know what I'm saying?
I would like to say I've been up for like 20 hours now.
Yes.
I can't either.
But last question, you have to tell us what was your like favorite moment for this journey.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Every moment. No, I'm gonna be transparent. It's hard. Like it's really hard because I like every interview I do walk away learning something and growing and be like getting to know everything. I feel like I have so many favorite parts. I love getting to talk to everybody. Actually, I think like the most, again, cop out answer is roundtables, because I hear all the time at roundtables of people who would have never really connected before or talked, or who were huge fangirls of each other, and basically just being like, and then they become friends after. It's just basically I'm building this network of people being like, hey, come and, come hang out in one of these podcasts. We'll shoot the shit. And then after you meet other Sims people, and then you get to learn about their content and then their community, because there's so many different Sims communities out there. Like we talked about the adoption one. I forget that exists. I see it all the time, but I'm just like, oh,
I've never even heard of that before.
I've never heard of it before either.
Yeah. No, there are
Go check it out. It's very interesting, even just to just like view. I've adopted 3 Sims, so anybody that
me too
can you can just like go to one of my posts where they're adopted and click directly on the pages for ones
yeah
like and recommend. But they're very interesting. But yeah, a while back there they were having a bit of a drama, so I kind of felt bad.
I fucking love drama.
I don't even know what was going on. I just saw a couple of them posting like, I have nothing to do. I don't even know what was going on. They were just like denying being a part of it. And I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna ignore that this is happening. I got enough going on.
Yeah, I hate being embroiled in drama. Like, luckily I've never been embroiled in a drama, but I fucking love seeing drama and reading about drama.
Same. I was like, denied. I always love I had nothing to do with it. I have no idea.
I plead the 5th.
I plead. Oh, that's okay. I plead the 5th. I have no idea.
See, that's a very smelted delta answer to me, right? Like,
oh yeah,
that's so telling.
I would very much like to be excluded from this narrative.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, most poetic answer right there. Yes,
I love that.
The best thing is like when I see drama or I see someone post something, and then I'm too chicken shit to be like, oh, what's going on? But I'll see someone else saying, oh, what's going on? And I'd be like, follow.
Well, kiddos, does anybody have anything they want to add before we wrap up?
What's your least favorite?
Oh my God.
I plead the fifth.
Okay, we're gonna wait until you turn off the recording.
Honestly, okay, I'm not gonna say I've never had. I don't have any not favorites. Have I had bad interviews? Absolutely. Have I had interviews where I've asked questions and they weren't really giving it to me? And yeah, that's absolutely that has happened. But if anything, I've just learned to grow, and I've really just kind of learned to adapt to who I'm interviewing to see what their personality is. Are they going to give me a 16-minute winded answer, or are they going to say yes? Right. So I can't say I've ever had a bad podcast. Now, I've had bad experiences of people bashing me after, which is fine. Wow. But I've never left a podcast being like, fuck, why did I do that? Kind of. Alex, did that answer your question?
That does. I'll allow it.
Thank you. I would say that was the most politician answer I could have possibly given you.
It's very good. It was like some kind of congressman.
Stop recording. Give us the real answer.
The only thing that I want to add before we wrap up is just my moment with Stassi. So my first time I came onto this podcast was when you were posting about the Sim Summit. And I was like, I have things to say. I want to scream it into a void. Why not do it on a podcast? This is still when I was a faceless account. Like, no one really knew who I was. So it was so much fun to be a part of it, talk about it. And then you mentioned like wanting other people to come back for like a Simmer Spotlight or other podcasts. And I was like, oh, I'd be interested, but afraid to reach out to be like, am I being the annoying one? To be like, hey, but like, I do want to come back and talk because I can talk for hours. And you did the follow-up, which led to the friendship, the Taylor. And so for anyone listening to this, seriously reach out to Stassi because she is amazing. She actually cares. She will follow up and she means it.
Oh,
yeah.
And I just want to say, I asked that question because I wanted to make sure you heard how much we love you and what you do and like your interaction with us and that they mean things to us. I just want to make sure you know that.
Oh, well, thanks, guys. Okay, I might cry for a quick minute. So, beginning of this year, I was having a really rough period. I was feeling really bad burnout. I was kind of feeling like, why the fuck am I even doing this? I was just I was kind of in a really dark place. I was in a really bad job, which I'm no longer at, but it was really starting to take a toll on my mental health as well as something I really want people to know about this podcast. This is weekends. This is my free time. I do this out of the kindness of my heart to, bring the community together. But what you don't see is my fiance, who's currently in that room, pretending he's fucking dead because he doesn't want to make a noise. And as I've talked on a lot of these podcasts, I do podcast weekends where I'll do 6 podcasts in a weekend, and he's trapped in there, or he has to leave because he doesn't want to make a noise. I want to thank my amazing partner who has supported me throughout every step I've made throughout this. Not only has he continued to encourage me, he is like my rock. Like if I have a bad interview, he's sitting there, he's like, I want to hear about it. The first thing he's gonna say to me when I walk in there, he's like, I think you had a really good podcast. You sounded really happy. You were laughing. You were having a good time. Like, he's my biggest rock, my biggest supporter, and I couldn't have done it without him. Of just constantly being my cheerleader. And when I'm having a bad day, he lets me talk about it. As we talked about, our partners who are just like, we don't care about The Sims. He played The Sims. Like, I'll sit there and be like, hey, like in Rose Chronicles, like, what do you think? Like, he does all of my written edits. Today we'll do live edits where he'll go in and read everything to make sure everything's right. He does that out of the kindness of his heart because he just enjoys me watching me live my dream. So I love this. I love him so much. I can't wait to marry him this year. It's only been 4 years in the making at this point of being engaged, but because he's able to give me and be my cheerleader, I'm able to then put that positivity out in the world and feel like I'm doing something right. And a world that is so negative, because it is. Especially throughout the pandemic, it was so fucking negative outside. Everything was bad. I thought for a second that if I could create hope, if I could create opportunities for people, if I could bring everyone together and just know that for 5 seconds, if you're going through something, like, you're not alone. Like, as a kid, I was like that popular it kid. And I thought that's what I wanted, but that's not what I wanted. I thought, but that's what society told me I needed to be. And into my 20s, it was my working era. I had a not the roughest teens, but I'd made a lot of really bad decisions in my teenage years. The person I am today and the person I was back then are two different people. I was an asshole. I was greedy. I was selfish. I was not the person I am. And I had a couple really hard moments in my life that slapped me in the face and said, you need to fucking grow up. You're not a child anymore. And then I took that in my 20s, and then I just kept going and going and going. And I just wanted to be the best version of myself and something that I would be proud of, and try to create a legacy of being able to, for something that I could be proud of, and tell my kids one day that, yeah, maybe I made some really bad decisions in my teens, but I was able to do this. And then by doing this is giving everybody else amazing opportunities and can watching everybody grow. I love hearing people say, like, I was on your podcast, I was really nervous, but then I got the confidence to start my YouTube channel, like we talked about, or I got the confidence to go to Twitch because you encouraged me. It's stuff like that reminds me of why we do this. As storytellers, how do you guys feel when somebody reads your story and you're like, you inspired me to start my own? You feel this moment of just being like, I inspired somebody, and then they'll inspire somebody, and then they'll inspire somebody. So, and that's why I'll sit here and take that moment of just saying, thank you guys for continuing to inspire me, to let me do what I love. And this is why this isn't work for me. This is fun. So thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
It is
Thank you for
fun.
doing this.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
let me
just
say this
Congratulations on your 100th episode.
Do 100 more?
Yes. For the millions.
you can never stop.
Wow.
That's so serious. Yeah.
Never stop, and you can never be professional.
I have to give
And no jingles.
No jingles.
Sophia a shout out quick, because she has 3 nominations at the Machinima Movie and TV Awards, all for her voice acting work, and this was nominated by someone. So I love the fact that people came and they nominated her, and I get to see the voting. I get to see where things are at. So I'm gonna try to say this without giving anything away, but people love you. Right. I'm not saying you won. I'm not saying you didn't. You won't know that to the show. But people love you, and people come out of 112 votes. And not every category has 112 votes, but out of 112 votes, you are sitting at about 30% of the total votes for all the categories. And that's huge. That means people are coming out, people are voting, people appreciate what you do, and they like your work. So shout out to you for not the podcast, for your voiceover work, for just being you. And I'm so happy that you have someone strong and supportive behind you so that you can be strong and supportive for us. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, I'm gonna cry.
Don't cry, because I cry when people cry.
I'm tearing.
Happy tears. They're allowed.
I feel like 100 episode, there has to be tears. If you speak like,
yeah, it's a massive achievement.
Yes,
yeah.
it really
it's amazing.
I'm speechless. Hearts, everyone. Thank you for everyone coming here today. Just like Alex said, if you want to listen, if you love what you just listened to and you want to be part of this, please email me. I know it sounds scary that I send you a calendar link and the interviews are 6 months out, and then they release 6 months later, so you're looking at like a year turnaround. But I interview anybody and everybody. I have never said no to an interview. I want you to come here. I want you to shine. I want you to have your moment in the sun. So if you're scared to reach out to me, just please know I'm 5 foot tall. I'm not scary. We'll talk about Sims for like a minute, and then I'll be like, so are you excited for Shazam 2? Because I'm not. Right? It just kind of stuff like that. So please don't be intimidated to come here. This is a barrel barrel of fun. I was gonna say a barrel of monkeys, but that is it's just because I was at a games place and I actually saw a barrel of monkeys, and I remember playing that game, and there was a kid there being like, "What's a barrel of monkeys?" And I was like, "My childhood." And they're like, "Mom, who's this strange lady speaking?"
You sound like me with Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
I love
yeah,
Yeah.
that was cool.
Well,
Gabby's like, what is that?
Well, everybody, I'd like to call to a cheers. Cheers to 100 episodes into 100 more with no jingles, unprofessional, and more fart jokes than ever. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Well, everyone, it has, as you see my armpit to anyone who's watching this, anyone listening, you just saw my armpit.
We're on uncut.
Oh, it's definitely uncut around here. Well, yeah, I was hoping somebody would get that.
Yep.
Transparent.
A lot of layers here.
There's a lot of layers there.
Anyways, I want to say it has been an absolute pleasure doing this morning. I want to go around one more time to let everybody know where we can find your socials. And Kevthebuildr, you go first.
I'm Kevthebuildr. I'm on Instagram and YouTube and Twitch, all underneath the same username. So come by and watch me build and do collabs and do Simish Bake Off stuff. And yeah, just good time.
Can I come back for season 4?
Absolutely.
Okay.
This is a redemption season, so if you want to, you're more than welcome to.
I need a redemption.
You do. I mean, you couldn't make box brownies in The Sims, so like let's progress.
I believe in you.
I do too. I've seen your cupcake recipe. I know it's delicious. So.
Well, because yeah, you're like, send me your cupcake. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I sent you my like a professional photo. I've had some of my baked goods done, and you're like, holy shit, is that your stuff? I was like, I'm more than a pretty face.
I wonder, do I have it here? I might have it here, actually.
Let's see.
Maybe it's in the other room. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, it was delicious. The peanut butter chocolate cupcakes. So.
Yes, that is my absolute.
I'm gonna need you to send that to me.
Yeah, it's my it is my specialty. It's why I went into culinary. I love chocolate. I love peanut butter. You couldn't get. It's either you get a cupcake too much peanut butter, not enough chocolate, or vice versa. So after thousands of cupcakes, I finally have come up with the perfect recipe of it being just the right amount of peanut butter with just that right amount of chocolate.
Oh my god,
we have to have this recipe.
Yes.
Now.
I mean, if you guys want, I will put the link below so you guys can have it, and then I will.
I'm craving chocolate and peanut butter right now.
Okay, so the next round table is Stassi chocolate peanut butter cupcake.
Yes,
a baking round table.
Oh my god! Okay,
we're gonna all eat them together.
Okay,
yeah.
so that's actually was originally a dream of mine. You know how there's hot ones, which obviously, what to do a cupcake theme one, and I would make you all the different cupcakes, and then we would sit and ask questions. That was the actual original plan for this podcast, was that we would both eat something, so it'd be a little bit more comfortable. But then I'm like, you would hear hung eating, and I don't edit things out, so you just be burping and
oh, and I'm a burper, man. I burp all the time.
Well, I do need to come back because Stassi needs a redemption because I am a chef and I can't make box brownies. Well, I'm fucking out of here then. Like my years of schooling have gone down the drain. But Kev, thank you so much for coming back. Yes, she's a simmer. Why don't you tell everybody where we can find your work?
You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, all with the same name. And then I also have a Simstagram account, the Van Dross Family. It is 18 and up. So just FYI, kids, don't go. But you can go to other ones.
Yes, and the Machinima Awards.
Oh, see, I'm bad at this. And the 2023 Machinima Movie and TV Awards will air on my YouTube channel May 22nd, which is my birthday present to myself. That is my birthday. And it will be co-hosted by Stassi J and Cimarella, and I'm super excited. Go to my Twitter page or the Machinima Movie and TV Awards Twitter page. The voting link is still up, and voting is still being collected until March 31st. And it will be a live machinima voiceover actual award show. So I'm excited.
I'm excited because I know OMG is nominated and he's actually my next podcast today, and we're going to talk about the Reaper 3. So I'm very excited. I hope he wins because he has grown so much since the original Reaper to the Reaper 4. So he's also one of my closest friends.
He was the first machinima that I watched, very first machinima that I watched, and I was like, okay, wait, you can do this? Wow, like how he's just awesome. And then to meet him at that round table, and he stayed connected with me ever since.
Oh, he's absolutely,
and the Mom Cave as well.
Oh, I love them both. But good podcast friends. I think the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me came from OMG Sims. He's like, "You're my Sarah Paulson of my American Horror Story. You will be in every iteration." And I know. I was like, oh my god, thank you.
Oh, and I'm gonna make sure to follow everyone on social media because I'm serious about those voice roles. I'm not kidding. Like I'm gonna be coming at you like, no, for real. I'm for real. Like we're doing.
Oh yeah, I want to try it. I do want
to. So Gabby, don't run because I'm coming.
I followed you the moment I saw your handle here when we started this podcast.
You need a bitchy gay.
Yeah, you need a posh fucking weirdo.
See, posh widows are my favorite. I'm a Doctor Who fan. My 50th birthday is I'm going to London. That is my
amazing
50th birthday. Yeah. So I'll always take a posh widow.
Oh shit!
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Oh wow!
Oh.
See,
we are nerds.
Okay. See, I wouldn't have found that out had I not did this 100th anniversary episode today.
Well, if you need
Did you see me
tips
turn
on
the
London,
wrong way
you
the
can
first
let me know.
time?
Yes. It takes a minute to realize which way are you pointing.
Yeah.
When you're on camera. Is it here or is it here?
And Laura Simon, I will take you up on that because I've been planning that trip now for a while. I'm so excited. I'm going to be 50. I'm going to go see Highclere Castle. Yeah. And I want some damn fish and chips. Okay.
Oh, yes. And you can literally, for voice acting, I literally played a stripper that gives a blowjob on the screen. I have no shame at the game. And my mom watches everything I do.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's cute. She's like, oh, blowjob? And I was like, well, my sim was, yeah. And she's like, okay, you know you're like a culinary chef, right? And like you could do other things with your time. I was like, or I could be stripper number 2, giving this man the ride of his life. So
like check the credits, okay?
Oh yeah. I've done 40 voice actor roles now. I have a whole resume of just I take any part. I'll do one line. I love one lines. I'll just come in and be like, yeah, stage left, please. And I'm like, they're like, you want to be credited? I was like, yeah, Stassi. I'll send my fans over and they're like, oh my God, you're not Jen? Oh shit. You're so because it's all so anyways. Please, if you want to get into voice acting, so much fun. I'll also put the link to that down for CC, where if you want to go, if you just type in Sims, you'll see open casting calls for Sims projects. And there's always an open casting call for Sims projects. There's tons.
And I can't wait to see you as an FBI agent. I'm so excited about challenging you to that. And she's kick-ass too. I really, she's like one of my favorite characters, and actually the first white character I wrote. So I'm kind of excited for you to bring her to life.
I'm excited. I cannot wait to do that. I'm trying to convince OMG Sims to make me a serial killer in a different project of just being like really creepy though, kind of like a Dahmer kind of style, but just like a female Dahmer.
I can definitely do that. Mm-hmm. I can be a nun and I can be your serial killer, and I'm good with that.
In the same series.
I feel like with your accent, I need to make you like a spy. I need you to be like a straight up spy living this
the
really
name's
like
Simming. Lord Simming. Lord.
Yes!
And not even you know if you're good or bad.
Yes.
You just are.
Very Killing Eve.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now that's my show. That's my show.
Good show.
It's so good.
Yeah,
so
so
good.
good.
Exceeded my expectations. Also, Sandra Oh, Canadian. Love my queen. I also forget that she's in Princess Diaries as the principal.
Every time.
Every time. Every time.
Was it Gumta or something like that? I forgot what was her name.
Yes.
Yep. Witching Mermaid.
Yes.
Why don't we tell everyone where we can find your socials?
We were leaving.
I forgot. I was like, are we at work? What just happened?
Yeah, I'm calling on you now. I want a presentation of the Princess Diaries right now. Okay, go.
500 words.
Okay. Well, you can find me on Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube under the same name of Witching Mermaid. I do have a Twitter as well, but I'm not active on there.
Hey, it's okay.
Love the name.
I love the name too.
Thank you.
Switch. Oh my God, Sims Twitter is dumpster fuel on a good day.
Yeah.
Hence, that's why I stay away from that platform as much as possible. But Witching Mermaid, thank you so much for coming here today. Laura Simming, how about you? Where can we find all your work?
You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, unfortunately. And I have a Patreon now as well. So, and it's all under Law Simming across the board. So check out my stuff. Thank you very much.
Oh, yes, please go check out Laura. Gabby, how about you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitch at SimsRoyalty22 to follow my royal family stories.
Perfect. SimsKingdom, how about you?
Oh, yeah. You can find me at SimsKingdom at Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube. And you can see my royal story and my zombie apocalypse playthrough, which is so scary. I'm so scared I couldn't do it without people watching. A bit violent, but we zoom out. And I couldn't do it without people being with me because I'm not brave. But yeah, you can find me there.
I love it. Also, I guess this will already have been out, but please go check out the story spotlight with the SimsKingdom. Amazing story. Please go check that out. Last but certainly least, Theawefulgaymer.
I'm Theawefulgaymer pretty much anywhere, but predominantly on YouTube and Instagram. And if you like chaotic storytelling and going full chaos mode, that's where you can find me.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank everybody so much for coming here today. It has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for coming to celebrate the 100th episode with me. I thought I'd get to 10, and the fact that I'm at 100 episodes is just, it's so nice. And thank you guys for the sweet words of affirmation. That is my love language. But thank you. You guys are awesome. I couldn't do this podcast without you guys, and I couldn't do this podcast without my listeners, and you guys are fucking awesome. Thank you for tuning in every week and just listening to the chaos that I bring to these podcasts, because as Kev said, or yes, it's ever 1% Sims, 99% everything else. So please go check out all of their episodes. And SimsKingdom and Gabby, I will get you on to have your own Simmer spotlights. Do not worry, you're on my list. But we do have some very fun podcasts coming up with you guys as well. So I'm very excited to kind of see where this future is whole. I love to see that I'm here. I wonder will I'll be at the 200th episode, which I will promise you, as the day is long, still uncut, no jingle. Welcome to my channel, and the awkward goodbye at the end, because
it needs to be live in Canada. We just need to make the trip.
Oh,
right? Yes. We just need to make it live in Canada.
I would pay for it.
I am there.
And more booze.
Absolutely.
Oh yes, yeah. In person. I actually hope to one day do a couple real Simmer spotlights in real life with people. If I could play, me and the Disney Sims are planning something big. So if we can actually do it, we're gonna do it. So anyway,
if you're ever in Chicago and you want to do it, I'm down.
Like I will bet. See, I keep telling Cav, like, this is the year I'm going to Chicago. And then I'm like, it's not the year. And I'm like, but this is the year. It's not. Hey, if we got Taylor Swift tickets, we would have been in Chicago.
I know. And it was on my birthday too.
I know. It would have been perfect. Yeah. Now we're just, so the other side is, if she does it, she's going to do Candleegg. Okay. She has to. She has to, right? So
I could fly up there.
Yeah, come to Toronto. It's a 6-hour drive from you. It's not that bad. Yeah,
I'm already going to Mexico this year, so I can't make too many trips.
That is fair.
Still a broke college student.
Oh, I got you. I'm a broke 20-year-old. It's okay.
I'm a broke 30-year-old.
Yes.
Maybe I'm gonna hit your line and be like, I'm in Chicago. What's up?
Let me know.
I'm down.
Yes, you guys need to do a pizza night. Yeah. Oh my god, what if you guys could do your own podcast? You're just gonna be like, yeah, guys.
So that would be so much fun. Okay, you know what, Gabby, Kev, we're doing that. We're gonna do that. Over pizza, I'm down.
Yes.
Take me to pizza or take me to Pepe's and I'm good.
Oh man, now I want some Pepe's. I'm too tired to drive though.
There you go. See, making friends and networking everywhere you go, and I think that is the best way to end off this podcast is fucking Chicago style pizza, because it is the fucking best. Anyways, it has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you everyone for coming here today. I'm gonna self-plug because I actually have things to plug, and as she's a simmer, note that for the first half of my first season I actually had to write down what I was plugging because I would forget that I was making Rose Chronicles. You'll actually hear me be like, oh yeah, a Rose Chronicles, or I'd be like, I'd forget to plug the podcast and the video portion of it. I got you. But please go check out everyone's summer spotlights, with the exception of Gabby and SimsKingdom. They are coming later.
I'm sorry I brung it up.
Okay. No, but you guys were both on my list for either the rest, like closer to the end of the season, or season 3, because there will be a third season. I'm very excited to announce that was my last little bit. There will be a third season. This season I plan on ending the end of this year, with special written interviews at the end, and season 3 will pick up in 2024. Oh my god, it's 2024 next year.
Weird to think.
I assumed you're gonna have next seasons. Like, now you scared me. Like, there was a possibility you wouldn't have a season 3.
No, I've already decreed she can't stop.
I can't. Yeah. I'm not gonna stop. I mean, I'll have to stop eventually when I have a baby. I mean, that might be a little bit more.
We'll just wait on your hiatus. We'll wait.
Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, if you guys want to wait on hiatuses,
it's called maternity leave for
me. We'll give you maternity leave. Other people will host it. Yes, exactly.
First of all, we'll do guest host. Like, you pay to do this. Like,
I've actually considered doing that, if opening up to have guest hosts, and I would just give you the platform. You would do everything, and I mean, this sounds really bad. You do all the work, and it goes on my channel. I've had co-hosts now. I love having co-hosts. Co-hosts are the fucking best. I can't even describe how awesome co-hosts are. You guys, Kev and Theawefulgaymer were my co-hosts for the LGBTQ plus podcast. You guys are fucking amazing. I don't know if I said that after, because my brain was like tired, but you guys are amazing. I love co-hosts. Come back anytime, and just love it again. Love it. But there will be a season 3. I don't know if it's going to be a 70 episode season. I think I might cool it down just a tad, because that's a lot of episodes. We've now passed what season 1 was, and that was 57 episodes. So there's more episodes now in season 2 than there was in season 1. But anyways, please, thank you so much to my listeners. I love you guys so much. I love all the comments you get. I love that you are learning and growing, and I love that you love tuning in every week, and I love to hear oh my god, like, this is the guest, or who's here. So thank you guys. If you want to check out, I'm not just a podcaster, I'm a storyteller. If you want to check out the Rose Chronicles, please do. I always forget to plug Rose Chronicles, but I'm losing readers, so please go check out the Rose Chronicles.
Read it. It's great.
It's really good. Yeah,
awesome.
It's really, really good.
I hate when I lose it and then have to find it again.
Thanks, guys. And it is a lot for anyone who wants to start reading. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not an easy pill to swallow. There's a lot in the first 20 chapters. She's a little rough. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Just like this podcast. If you listen to the first 20 episodes of this podcast, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing either. But please go check that out. I can't believe we're now halfway through the story, and if everything goes right, it should be finished by July 11th, 2024. So very exciting for that as well. Please go check out The Reaper. I play Amy. fucking one of my favorite roles. I love her. I love OMG Sims. He's really blowing up right now. So please go check out that Machinima series. Absolutely phenomenal. As well, please go check out Davenport. I also play Amy in that. I will be back as a guest role in season 4 or 5, but I was also in the previous season, so please go check that out. Please save your mark your calendars for the Machinima Awards, where I will be co-hosting it. So please go check that out. And if you want to be a sponsor, please go message Yes She's a Simmer. Links are going to be below. And as she said, it's no currency, it's just posting. So if you're interested in doing that or wanting to learn a little bit more about those awards, please go check out Yes She's a Simmer or DM me, and I will pass along the information. I think that's it.
See, now that's how you
awesome. You don't
that's
know
how
what?
you sell yourself. Yay.
That's a plug, yeah.
Again, thank you guys so much, and have a great rest of your day, everyone.
Thanks for having us.
Thank
you.
Bye.
Happy 100.
Yes, happy 100.